The emergency room was loud. Machines beeped, nurses rushed, and doctors moved with practiced urgency. Another patient was wheeled in, bloodied, exhausted, barely conscious. He wore a torn military uniform. Mud, dried blood, and dust clung to it like memories that refused to let go. Some of the staff exchanged looks. "A soldier again," one resident muttered quietly. "Probably another training accident." The man was placed on a bed near the center of the his face was bruised. A deep cut ran across his forehead and his hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from exhaustion. Staff Sergeant Michael Reeves said nothing. He had learned long ago that silence was safer. A nurse began cleaning his wounds. A doctor glanced at his chart, unimpressed. "Vitals are stable," the doctor said casually. "Let's not make this dramatic," Michael heard every word. He had been pulled from a collapsed outpost less than 12 hours ago. 2 men didn't make it out. He was the last one evacuated. But here none of that mattered. As the staff discussed his case over him, one doctor scoffed. "Soldiers always act tougher than they are," he said. "Probably exaggerating the pain." Michael closed his eyes. Not because he was weak, because if he spoke, his voice might break. Minutes later, a senior nurse entered. She paused when she saw him. Something about his posture, despite the injuries, felt different. She spoke gently. "Sir, can you hear me?" Michael opened his eyes and nodded once. "Yes, ma'am." Her tone changed immediately. "Where were you stationed?" Michael hesitated. "Classified," he answered quietly. That earned a few smirks. Then the automatic doors opened. 2 men in dark suits walked in, followed by a uniformed officer. The room slowly quieted. The officer stopped when he saw Michael. His face went pale. Without thinking, the officer straightened, stepped forward, and saluted. Michael struggled, but still managed to raise his injured arm and return the salute. The entire room froze, doctors, nurses, patients, no one spoke. The officer turned to the room. "You are in the presence of a man who led a rescue mission under live fire," he said firmly. He stayed behind so others could escape. Silence turned heavy. The doctor who had mocked him stared at the floor. The senior nurse swallowed hard. Michael lowered his hand. "I didn't do anything special," he said quietly. "Just my job?" The officer shook his head. "Respectfully, Sergeant, men lived because of you." From that moment, everything changed. The tone, the care, the respect. Doctors moved faster, softer, more focused, not because he was a soldier, but because they finally saw him. Later that night, the senior nurse sat beside his bed. "I'm sorry," she said. "We should have known better." Michael gave a tired smile. "It's okay," he said. "Most battles aren't fought with weapons." She nodded, tears in her eyes. Somewhere between authority and humility, the truth had spoken. And it didn't need to shout.